And I was like, why is my underwear on backwards? And then I asked, and then, I didn't even bring this up. So this guy is a gastroenterologist, right? He's the digestive system. His name is, you thought it was made up, didn't you? His name is literally Colin Brown.
When you texted me that, I said out loud at work, I'm like, he's getting throated by Colin Brown. Maybe he got a little too cozy with some of these birds.
Only explanation I have in where a Fiat Uno could keep up with a Mercedes S280, okay?
It's not that I wouldn't fight Mothman. I would beat the shit out of him.
We're seasoned.
So wait, you mean to tell me they have a festival commemorating the day a man got his shit rocked by an extraterrestrial carrot?
My neighbors across the street, they are not real.
But a pyramid is the most boring shape.
Part Sasquatch, part trickster midget.
Welcome to the Conspiracy Kitchen.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in the Conspiracy Kitchen, where we uncover the secret ingredients behind life's daily mysteries. I'm Joe, your alien enthusiast and head chef, and as always, I'm accompanied by the cryptid killer, Josh, my sous chef.
Good evening.
And before I get started, I just want to let you know, Josh, that I was messaged on X, and we were called stupid because cryptids aren't real, so you can't be a cryptid killer, by the way. Just let you know.
Well, first off, fuck you. And second, come with me. We'll go find some together, and we'll see who gets the last laugh.
Yeah. So, yeah, that person is a schmuck. So, we're back, right? We're back. It's been a little while. I think we were talking about it in our last episode how I was having issues, right, with the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, everything that just could go wrong went wrong over the 4-day weekend I had off. And this is why it'll connect to the last episode when we were talking about what is consciousness and is this really real life? Are we in like a simulation? And in our other episode we talked about before that we do live in a simulation. I 100% believe it. So Thursday I have an endoscopy lined up because of freaking heartburn that just absolutely kills me unless I take Nexium all the time. So I get home Wednesday from work, fine, whatever, get a 4-day weekend, get the procedure, maybe just relax. No, it's not going to be the case. And the reason for that is there's a game master. I've come to the conclusion that this is like, the Truman Show or even like kind of like a Hunger Games type thing. There's a game master. I call him Evansby. He's our game master. I don't know if Josh particularly is one in the circle or if he's an NPC. Are you an NPC?
How dare you?
Or you're real, right? He just fucks with you too. You just put you in my sphere.
My life is too imperfect for me to be an NPC. All right.
Okay, yeah. He's not an NPC. Some of our fans may be, but Josh isn't an NPC. So Evansby, he likes to fuck around with me, and he wants to draw me close to the edge without letting me fall, and then kind of bring me back. So Wednesday, I get home from work, and I'm like, all right, the procedure, whatever. My wife's showering, and wouldn't you know, the septic sewer, like, vent that's in the foundation of my house has the vent on the wall, on the foundation, and that's where the gases vent out. And then, this obviously all the water and everything's supposed to go into the septic system that we have. The water's coming out of the vent. Okay, so that means the septic line's backed up. It's backing up the vent and out the side of the house. At least it's not coming in the house. It's going out the side of the house. Still sucks. So I'm like, I got my procedure tomorrow. So I really don't want to I can't deal with this today. I can't deal with this tomorrow. Should we skip the procedure, talk about fixing the septic with Evansby fucking with me, and then go back to the procedure on Thursday, or should we just do it chronologically?
Do it chronologically, because it's building.
All right, so then we'll just do it chronologically then. So the next day, I'm not allowed to eat or drink freaking like fucking 24 hours. My mouth's so dry, dude. It's already pissing me off. So I finally get to the freaking the place. My wife brings me there. You have to have, since you're being put under anesthesia, you have to be picked up, whatever. I get there, they're making me sign paperwork for a colonoscopy, which I'm not getting. That's the first thing. I'm like, dude, I'm getting an endoscopy. Just enough of this. So they finally set up the endoscopy. I go, I get changed. I'm in triage. And the first thing, at first, the nurses come over, they put my IV in, that's fine. Then the anesthesiologist comes over, and he is a straight up, just, I guess, creep, if you kinda. So I'm in bed, he's like, open your mouth. I'm like, oh, okay. Dude, I open my mouth, he just grabs my freaking front teeth. I'm like, what are you doing? He's shaking me. Oh, I gotta check for loose teeth. I'm like, you could have just, why? Why are you doing this to me? You could have asked. He's all right, I'll fit you for you don't have any loose teeth. The reason I'm asking for loose teeth is if you start choking to death or something, I can go in there. I'm not going to knock a tooth out. Oh, that's the least of my worries if I'm choking to death, right? Give a fuck at that point. So he puts the oxygen tube on my nose, wraps it around. He's like, yeah, I'll be going in a minute. The nurses come, they have me sign more stuff. And I get reeled back into the procedure where they're doing it. So they give me propofol. Now, if you guys know what propofol is, that's what they knocked me out with. That's what Michael Jackson died from. Oh, allegedly died from. He's not dead. But that's what they're saying or claiming he died from. He lives in Canada. He's not dead. So they told me to roll on my side. They put this thing, bite down on this little purple plastic thing. I guess so the tube, when the camera goes down my throat, I don't bite down on it. It protects it. And of course, there comes the anesthesiologist again behind me, all creepy. From behind, whispers in my ear, "Sweet dreams," as he starts administering this propofol.
Fuck?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then at this point, I want to move, but the propofol is kind of paralyzing me. So I can't really move my body, but I'm still like, I'm just staring at the nurse, like, what is this guy doing? And he goes, hey, you lightheaded yet? I'm like, no. And then he's there for another second. He goes, you lightheaded yet now? I'm like, no, I'm not. And I'm looking at the nurse, and I was about to say, yeah, I'm getting, and I was out. I was about to say I'm getting lightheaded. The room spun for like a half a second. I was gone. And it amazes me how fast they can fuck you up with that. Like, just fuck you up and knock you out like that. So before I know it, the nurse is shaking me awake. I'm in a different room, and she goes, it's time to wake up. Where the fuck am I? What happened? The doctor comes in, says something. I have no idea what he said. And I asked the nurse, I'm like, is it normal to dream? Because I dreamt. I don't remember my dream now, but I had a dream. So yeah, sometimes it happens. So they don't want you making big decisions, and I fucked up the first big decision I could have possibly fucked up. They asked me if I wanted chocolate chip cookies or Cheez-Its, and I took fucking Cheez-Its.
What are you, new?
That's what I'm saying. The first big decision I get offered, I fuck it up. And I'm sitting there once I'm back out in triage, and they give me the Cheez-Its. I'm like, what was I thinking? Fucking Cheez-Its. It's fucked up. And the propofol is still fucking with me. I'm like not really kind of coherent, not. Doctor comes back out. I'm fucked up. My esophagus. I have a hiatal hernia. So the stomach's up in the esophagus about 4 centimeters. Which is holding the flap open, so it's letting fluid up, and now I have Barrett's esophagus, which is just the precursor. Like, this is the first step, and then if it keeps getting worse, it turns into cancer. It's little white spots caused by the acid erosion and stuff. So I can have a surgery at some point. They'll go in. I'll be out of work for 8 weeks. The problem with the surgery, and I was talking to Josh, and being a conspiracy podcast that we are, there's a slight chance it changes my voice. So, if I come back on here and I sound different, please, I promise you, it's me. It's not, I wasn't killed by the CIA or Russia and replaced with a double. It's me, okay?
Dude,
I'm putting it.
I know you would hate this, and I'm sorry that I think it's so funny, but I'm praying for you to get foreign accent syndrome. Where you come back with a thick Scottish accent or something.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be
maybe our buddies over at the Grumbling Grunts will like me more.
Maybe. You have to start saying flat, though. That's the only thing.
I have to start flat. I don't live in a flat. What do they call houses? Houses?
cottage. I don't know.
Cottage. You have to ask him. maybe Hammers will let us know on that one. But yeah. So it's just fucking Evans B, the game master, just putting these fucking NPCs, changing their freaking personalities, making them just fuck with me. So it pisses me off. Right? Just pisses me off the whole way. I finally, let's see, where was I? Finally get home after the freaking nonsense, messing up the freaking choice for the freaking cookie or the Cheez-Its. I have to follow up, so that'll be more of a decision making at the time if I'm doing the surgery or not. I got to worry about work, and I can go on FMLA, obviously. But that's down the road. I'm not really worried about that right now. So I get home, I eat dinner, and then Evans B, the game masters that control my life, start to fuck with me again. I start going through some kind of propofol, I don't know what you'd call it even, like a reaction to it. So, yeah, propofol is a gamma A blocker in the brain. It just blocks all brain activity for wakefulness and blocks pain receptors. So it just kind of, that's why they call it a local anesthesia. It's not a general anesthesia. You have to have a freaking tube down your throat to breathe you. It basically paralyzes everything. Local to your brain, I guess, is propofol, which Michael Jackson was using to sleep. So I'm sitting in the living room, I'm getting the chills. I'm starting to have I'm seizing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm freaking cold. And my hands literally start turning white, and like the fingertips are getting numb, when you're outside in the cold. And it's like, I guess the veins or whatever are like constricting to warm up, keep your inner core warm. That's what happened to my fingers. And I'm like, dude, the house is like 72 degrees right now. I usually sleep at the AC at 68, but it was turned up to 72 during the day. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to go into bed. My wife's like, maybe you should call. I'm like, nah, we'll see what happens. So I get under 3 blankets and put a heating pad on. And I'm still freezing. And this is, we're in the summer. I'm freezing. So my wife's so I finally call. The guy's like, what's going on? He's like, the endoscopy's a low risk procedure. I'm like, yeah, but this is what's happening. And I should have gotten into more detail about, because I was under, when I first rolled in, they were like, yeah, 10 to 15 minutes. I was under for an hour and 10 minutes. Because I guess they found stuff and they were taking pictures and biopsies and stuff. They pulled some polyps out of my stomach, but that's from the Nexium use, the guy said. But I didn't really get into that. I just said, what's going on? He's like, oh, just stay in there and call me if you have a fever. I'm like, well, all right, I'm not getting a fever. But actually, within an hour or an hour and a half after that, dude, I was sweating profusely at this point. I'm freaking throwing the blankets off. I'm trying to crawl away from the heat, freaking dragging myself away. My wife's like, well, let me check your temperature. And it was 104. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a fever because, well, the doctor said propofol messes with your central nervous system. It's affecting your ability to regulate temperature, body temperature. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get away from heat. My wife's saying it's 104. I'm like, I think it's the heating pad that caused my temperature to go up so high. She checks the temperature on the heating pad. It's 104. I mean, probably equalized with the heating pad in my body. And I was so miserable. I was sweating so bad. I have nothing on. I finally fall asleep, on and off. My wife's checking on me, make sure I'm still breathing at night. And the next morning, my body seemed to regulate temperature, but it was a fucking miserable night. But then it fucking doesn't change because Evans B doesn't want to help me out. I still have a fucking block septic, right? Still have to deal with this. So it's draining really slow. So if you flush the toilet once every fucking 5 hours, it was all right. It wouldn't come out the vent. But other than that, it would back up. So the next morning, I get freaking a snake from Home Depot. A fucking a sewer, a plumbing snake, a sewer snake, 100-foot long, 5/8 diameter snake. I go in the basement, and of course the clean out caps, they don't want to move. Now, keep in mind, I'm not supposed to be fucking doing anything on Friday. They told me just relax. I'm not allowed to strain. Well, I have to get the septic system. So none of the caps move. I cut the one cap off for the clean out, and I jammed the snake down in there. I had to fight with it forever. Finally get it in there, just go towards out to the septic system. And I'm pushing it, feeding it in. I finally feel it slow down. Well, must be a block. I don't know if the kids flushed something down the toilet or whatever it is. I feel it push through, and then it seems like the water's running fine. I push it out, comes out the other side. I'm running the tubs, running stuff. The water's flowing. I'm like, all right, great. I can get this thing back to Home Depot for the 4 hours instead of a full day. Save money, whatever. Get it back to Home Depot. Come home. Evansby, in all his fucking wisdom and pissing me off as a game master, it's coming out the vent again. The septic backed up. Like, it stopped flowing again. And I was like, are you fucking out of your goddamn mind? How? I shoved it all the way through. It was running perfectly fine. Everything was flowing. I'm like, I gotta go back to fucking Home Depot again tomorrow. I wanted to relax. Nope. So, I go to bed. I'm like, this is fucked. I'm just fucking annoyed. I'm literally cursing because I have this thing. It's Evansby. I'm cursing him out. Waiting for Chuck. If you ever watch Supernatural, he's God, right? So I'm like, Chuck, help me out here, dude. Fucking Evansby is a piece of shit. He's fucking so bad. And the next morning, my wife has to go for an ultrasound. So, because they found something on her uterus, so they wanted to check something with an ultrasound. So she's getting in the shower, and she said, "Can I use the shower?" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's draining faster than it did the day before, but it still backs up. Just use the shower and get out." Well, in her infinite wisdom, she has the shower on, the sink on, flushing the toilet. Well, I cut the cap off the thing in the basement, so at that point, it's spraying into the basement. You know what I mean? Like, I never put the plug back in it because I was checking it. So it's spraying in the basement. I'm yelling. I run down there. I get the plug. I jam it in the thing. And then I feel no pressure. I look, and it's empty. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this possible? There's no water now. The water's gone. Evansby. And I go back up and I turn the shower on. It flows. Fucking flows right out the house like no clog. You explain to me how that's not fucking some kind of simulation shit or some game master fucking with you. Because I didn't do anything. Are you well, she likes the hot showers that she likes to take that steam clean the pipes because she fucking bathes in hell's fucking moat. I don't know, but it was gone. Nothing. Pipes are clear, and it's still clear to this day. A couple days later.
Now, did you get to relax at all?
So Saturday, I mean, I watched. What did I do Saturday? See, the propofol also fucks with me too. So Saturday, she went to the. I was watching the kids. She went to the ultrasound. She came back. What the fuck was I doing? I don't remember what I was doing.
Damn.
What did I do after that? I was so mad about everything else. I don't remember what I did after that. It's a good question. I'm not sure. So, I think I put the cap on. I guess I did run that. Oh, because I had the plug already. I got that Friday when I returned the snake. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Sunday I cut the grass. I cut the grass Sunday. What's up?
That doctor fucked you up.
Dude, I had 800 milligrams of fucking... That's another thing. I had 800 milligrams of propofol. Now, according to Grok, the average endoscopy takes 150 milligrams of propofol. So, I don't know. I don't know if it was because I wasn't shut the fuck up and say, oh, no, I'm not lightheaded, and you just kept fucking putting more in me or what. Or because it took so long with looking at all this stuff, they had to keep administering more and more to keep me out. I'm not sure. But, yeah, Saturday after that, I guess I finally was like, oh, fuck, I relaxed. Maybe I went to sleep for a little while. I don't remember doing that. But she went to the ultrasound, came back. She wasn't gone long. Because I think she was back by like 12:30. And, yeah, I don't know. But Sunday, I remember I cut the grass because I put the new blades on my tractor. I cut the grass, and then the kids are on the swing. I was out back with them on the swing, watching the Yankees on my phone. Yeah, I don't remember what I did after that on Saturday. But Evansby was fucking with me, and then I guess he finally was like, all right, he's right on the edge. Take it back. Don't let him fucking, hang himself in the basement. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. He's already found all this bad shit. Release the fucking blockage in the septic.
Damn. So, I just want to touch back on this. Oh, no, that's not the right word. Go back to this doctor for a second.
Yeah.
So he kept asking you, "Are you
lightheaded?"
Oddly enough, the same question he asked females at the bar.
Yeah.
But then he whispered, what did he whisper? Sweet dreams?
Yeah, so at first, when he first started administering it, he whispered "sweet dreams" in my ear from behind. He was behind me. And at that point, I guess the propofol was working like somewhat, because I wanted to, at first I wanted to move like towards him, and I really couldn't move. And then the nurse had this purple thing. She's like, you can bite down on this. And I bit down on it, and then he was like, you feeling lightheaded? I was like, no. And then he was like, okay. And he waited a couple seconds. He's like, you feeling lightheaded now? I'm like, no. And then a little bit after that, like another second or two after that, the room fucking just like spun real quick. And I was going to say it. I'm starting to... And then I was gone. I was gone until I got shook awake by the nurse. Hey, Joe, it's time to wake up.
Yeah, and then the doctor came back in with his shirt sticking through his zipper.
And I was like, why is my underwear on backwards? And then I asked, and then, I didn't even bring this up, dude. And I should have said to the doctor, I forgot to ask him. I was going to ask him, but I was so fucked up. So this guy is a gastroenterologist, right? He's colon, intestines, and endoscopy, the digestive system. His name is, you thought it was made up, didn't you? His name is literally Colin Brown.
When you texted me that, I said out loud at work, I'm like, he's getting throated by Colin Brown.
I was like, this guy was made to be an ass doctor. Colin Brown.
Oh my god.
It's incredible. Wow. The game masters in the simulation couldn't come up with it. They're like, they're fucking with me. Let's name him Colin Brown. You know what I mean? There's no way that's real.
Dude, he's such a creepy doctor, though. I'm shocked he didn't text you after and be like, miss you.
Well, no, it was the anesthesiologist, a separate guy, that said sweet dreams to me.
Oh, they're in cahoots.
Yeah, he was just staring at me from the front while this anesthesiologist was behind me, whispering in my ear. And the two nurses were just like, well, yeah, we'll take good care of you. It's happening right now, please.
See, you got it bad. When I had my surgery and they had to knock me out, my anesthesiologist was like an elderly woman.
Yeah.
And she wasn't creepy. She was just asking me like, well, she's like, we're going to go on a trip today and we're going to go to the beach. What do you like to put in your margarita? And I'm like, oh, well, I like, and that was alcohol. See, that's fun. She knows how to have fun. You got straight up violated. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I don't know what happened to me during that hour and a half. I was told 10 to 15 minutes, and an hour and a half goes, or almost an hour. I think it was an hour and 10 goes by. Yeah, it was 2:25. I was looking at News 12 as I rolled in from triage to the procedure room, and then when I rolled back out, it was 3:33. I was like, "What the fuck? Where am I?"
Yeah, you
West Virginia.
West Virginia. You got roofied, dude. Oh.
In my dreams, I took a trip to West Virginia. It was such a...
West Virginia's nice, though. Kind of. If you stay on the road.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, this is more proof. If you listen to our simulation episode or just last week, our What is Consciousness episode, this is definitely some kind of simulation, or at the very least, like a Truman Show-esque thing going on for me. And Josh might be not involved as an NPC, but he's just in I kind of drug him into this, or he's getting the same shit done to him, and we just happen to be two skinny pigs in this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm more of a virus than anything, but no. So I can't really say we both had shitty weekends. Mine compared to yours clearly worse, but I mean, so as you all know, I work at a garage, and we have fleet accounts, and one of these accounts is Home Depot. I don't care, I'll say their name, they're shit. They bring us their work vans, and they told us, like, hey, you blew our engine, which is not true. But our people didn't want to fight them in court, so we're like, all right, well, we'll just replace the fucking engine, whatever. So I had a technician stay till 2 o'clock in the morning doing an engine, and then he had to continue it all the next day. So Sunday, I had him, and I had a 75-year-old mechanic who works very slow. So he obviously couldn't do anything because he was busy with the engine. So everything that came in, I had to give to the old man. So basically, I made no money that day because I couldn't take in any work. And then I spent the day putting up like 80 plus tires, like putting those away, and then stupid shit. So that was that day. And then I woke up today sore as shit because today's my day off. And usually on Mondays, my wife works till 5, and then she comes home, and then her cousins come over, and I clean the house all day, and then I cook for them, and then they hang out and watch a movie. It's fine. So today I went the extra mile. I made a pie, Joe. I made a pie.
Oh, what kind of pie you got?
Dude, I made a Nutella pie.
Nutella?
Yeah.
Not an Ovaltine pie.
No, you know what? That's going to be next. I got to try that next. But I saw this recipe on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm going to fucking do this. And it was good. It was delicious. So I made that, and then I made some beef stir fry that I was going to put in some ramen. And then I waited, and then my wife came home from work, and she's like, yeah, no one's coming over. And I'm like, they couldn't reach out before I went to the store and all of that and cooked and cleaned it. She's like, yeah, they just messaged now. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go kill myself.
So you're saying Evansby did that?
It must have.
Because you knew you were all fucking excited about this fucking pie, and you're like, pull the rug out from underneath them.
Yeah. What's his name? Evansby?
Evansby. He sits back in the shadows and he taunts the individual, dude.
Evansby is a very Catholic being. And what I mean by that is, like, something good can happen to you, but something horrible has to happen right after.
Yes, that's what Evansby does.
Yeah, like, oh, I won $10 on a scratch-off, but your friend's going to die. And it's like, you can't win.
That's the Game Master. They enjoy what they do.
It's
tremendously.
It's bullshit. It's just a kid with a magnifying glass. And we're the ants.
Yeah.
Hate it.
It really is. Or just watch, like, you watch the Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
Look at the Game Masters, right? As soon as they start doing, especially in the second one, as soon as they start doing something, they send them out, right? Do this, do that. See how they tell time? They spin the fucking clock, right? Spoiler alert in the second one.
I haven't seen the second one. I saw the first one and then the latest one. And that's
the one that doesn't have Katniss?
Yeah.
No, dude, you have to watch them all. I mean, I don't know. I think they're great. Well, like in the first one, yeah, they have the game makers, right? The
Yeah.
game masters, or the game makers, they call them. They alter. For anyone who doesn't know, I mean, how do you not know what Hunger Games is by now, right? But it's basically Battle Royale. So they put a bunch of. Do I have to get into the whole thing to make it make sense?
Yep.
So basically, there's a bunch of districts, 12 districts. Later on, spoiler alert, you find out there's 13th district, but there's 12 districts, and they uprose against the capital, and then they got beaten down. So then, to make them remember and not uprise again, every year they pick a boy and a girl under the age of 18 from each district to fight to the death in the Hunger Games. And they have, like, it's this whole thing, pageantry and freaking stuff. So they bring them all to the Capitol. They feed them well. They dress them. They get to try out. They get sponsors from the Capitol to help them in the games. But then the game masters can change. They'll be like, oh, it's spawn this thing here, or do this, make this tree, or this tracker jacker, which is a bunch of genetically modified wasps over here. Make them come out and attack. Actually, I guess the last one has the most, because that's when, spoiler alert, the districts attack. And then to defend the city, or the capital, they use the game masters to kind of send shit out. But that's what I feel Evansby, which actually is a name from the Hunger Games. I feel like Evansby, the game master in my life, does that shit. He's watching. He's in the shadows, like I said. He sits back. He just fucking watches, and he's like, you know what? He's feeling a little too good today. Let's just do this. Let's dial it up. And let's block his septic. Just block the line to his septic system. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm getting at with that. And I've always had this opinion about us living in some type of simulation. I mean, my neighbors across the street, right? I've said this, it's actually in our new intro. They're not real. No matter what time I leave, if you guys didn't listen to that simulation, we live in a simulation episode, no matter what time I leave, if I'm going to pick up food instead of making something at home, that's the time they leave. And then when I get home, as soon as I pull up, I'm, taking the pizza out of the back of the car or the Chick-fil-A, they're getting in the driveway at the same time. And they never have bags. What are they doing? Where did they go? Did they go out and eat in that amount of time? I find it hard to believe. They just drive around and come home when I get home just for traffic because they're NPCs. That's what it seems like to me. Just make it seem like it's real life, but it's not. I'm really going on a tangent with this, but the game masters are real. We live in a simulation.
And I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. Because I don't think I've had a good day fully in 20 years.
No.
Because something bad always has to happen.
You can't. So yeah, that's why I think Evansby is our game master. He let us have this podcast for some reason to talk about him. Basically, I guess maybe as his like a kind of mockery. Like, yeah, you can talk about it all you want. I'm still gonna fuck with you. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, he still fucks with us because, we get delayed a lot sometimes.
Yeah, he fucks with us. We get delayed. I get my internet ripped down by the Russians or Evansby. Septic systems, fucking internet issues, storms. We try to get 2 podcasts out a week, and he fucks with that. Or the one time we get like a creative outlet to relax doing this. So yeah, he sucks. He sucks.
Katniss Everdeen.
Katniss, yes, catnip.
Dude, I don't know why this popped in my head. There's this trend on Instagram for a while that someone would post a picture of themselves and they say, "Guess my name," in the comments. And one girl, she was like a hippie, like a white hippie chick with dreads. She's like, "Guess my name." And the top one was "Cat piss never clean." And I don't think I laughed that hard in a long time.
But I'm assuming most people have watched the Hunger Games. I don't know. But it's 100%. It's taking it to the next level. They don't just control the Hunger Games. They control every aspect of our freaking lives. There's a game master that does that. And we're just a simulation. We're just this entertainment for them. And we've really gone off on a tangent on that. But it's the truth. But yeah, I dreamed of West Virginia.
That's fitting.
West Virginia was... We were going to revisit the Appalachian Mountains in this episode. And yeah, we got a little off topic, but I think it was deserved. We need to get the word out that we are in a simulation, not just some random fucking life form in this universe. I think we're in some kind of simulation. Aliens are real though, but they're just part of the simulation as well. So
yeah, we're just in one shitty N64 game that's been on repeat.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're revisiting West Virginia a bit, mainly because I follow a lot of conspiracy stuff and monster stuff and all that crap online. And one that keeps coming up is apparently in the Appalachian Mountains, vampire folklore is a big thing.
Yes.
And I had no fucking idea. Because when I think vampires, I think that's the last place I would imagine.
But now that I'm thinking about it, you brought it up and I'm thinking about it. It makes a ton of sense, to be honest. West Virginia, it's, the way it's set up, its geography, everything about it is a great, great place for packs of vampires to live, breed, feed, it makes a lot of sense. One, it's desolate. You have small populations. You don't have huge. You don't have. There's some cities, obviously, but you don't have these huge city centers like other states where there's just sprawling, you know, areas to have, and you don't even need them. But it's very wooded. There's the mountainous wooded areas. They provide a ton of shade, right? A ton of cover. What happens to someone who wanders off in the woods? Oh, they got lost, right?
Yeah,
They got fucking fed on.
Went missing off the trail.
Yeah, they got fed on by a vampire.
Makes sense.
It's deep in their freaking like folklore and their history too, which I know they're big on cryptids, but apparently there's a ton of just rumors and folklore and sightings of vampires. So, I mean, it makes sense that the state itself is great for that.
Yeah, it's going back a very long way because the Appalachian Mountains are. Was it like the only landmass that was there since Pangea?
Okay.
Like it stayed the same. But one in particular, this was the one that I kept coming across. It was in 1890. A lot of people were moving into the Appalachian Mountains because they heard that there was a lot of coal in the mountains, a lot of iron ore, so they wanted to make their money off of it. So things called boom towns started popping up, which is just settlements of people that pop up overnight, and it's people from all over, not even just America, but all over the world would come here. And that's where we meet a fella named Rupp, which is the dumbest name, but that apparently was his name. He was described as a tall gentleman, long black hair and a big beard, and he had a very thick Slavic accent. And he popped up the same time as everyone else, but he didn't stay in the little settlement. He built himself a cabin outside of town, and to be away from people. But he didn't bother anybody for the longest time. You wouldn't think anything of it. And then a rancher went out to find two of his steer dead in the field. And, which it happens from time to time, animal attacks, various things. But what was weird about it is he found them laying there and they were completely drained of their blood. Like, not even a drop on the ground. So, which was very odd. But, you don't... What are you supposed to do back then? You call the cops? No. But that started happening more and more as the weeks went on. Animals kept being found, drained. Bizarre. Again, what do you do with that? Nothing. Until a man was found in the woods, and he was, just like the animals, completely drained of his blood. And they found his body near Rupp's cabin. So that's where people started to, wonder about him, did he have something to do with this? And then rumors started. And then two kids one night decided they were going to go check out his cabin. So they got in close, and they saw that he had the fire going inside, and they peeked through the window, and there he was sitting in his chair just eating raw meat. And they were like, well, that's fucking odd. So they took off running back into town to tell everybody. And the sheriff, or whatever the fuck they had back then, he's like, well, raw meat, I mean, you could eat it. It's not illegal. You're fucking gross, but what do you want me to do about it? So the rumors got worse. They're like, oh, he's clearly, fucked up, and he's starting to kill people now. A few weeks go on, and then another body's found even closer to his cabin. So they were like, all right, well, it's clearly fucking him.
No. Circumstantial.
Sure, but the bodies are practically breadcrumbs at this point. So they decide they're gonna get a little what they call mountain justice, and one night the town gets together and they go to the cabin. They bang on the door, and when he doesn't answer, they kick it in. And he's not there. He's vanished. He's gone. But what they do find is limbs of animals and people just in piles on the floor. Just body parts everywhere.
Oh.
And they, what do you do with that? They can't comprehend it. They can't call CSI because that's not a thing. So they just burn the cabin down. And, they looked for him for like a solid week and they never found him. Just disappeared. So they, that's where rumors start that he was a vampire, is draining people and shit like that. Which, if we go back to Wrong Turn, which I always love to do.
Yeah.
I mean, could he have just been a cannibal?
Maybe.
But I dug a little deeper because I wanted to know if there was more stories. And there are. Okay. Oh boy, are there.
Yeah.
Another one, there was a small settlement again. And they were finding, animals all scattered throughout the woods. And much like breadcrumbs, they started following it, which if you're in West Virginia and you see something, you don't go near it. You don't follow anything. You stay the fuck away and you pretend you didn't see it. But they didn't listen, and they followed the trail, basically. And they came across a small campsite. And it was kind of like at the beginning of a cave, like just outside the cave. And empty. The fire had been put out, so they were like, all right, so someone was here recently. They go into the cave-a-ways, because why not? Seems safe. And they're strung up as two people, completely drained, just like the other story. And they're just hanging there. Not a drop of blood on the ground, but they're just lifeless and drained. So you get these stories of vampires like all through Appalachian and all that. But then it's like, well, could they be cannibals? But if that's the case, why didn't they eat the rest of them?
Yeah, it's true.
But
There's definitely something going on with West Virginia when it comes to draining blood or sucking blood, because they might not all be 100% pure vampires. Could we have hybrids? Human vampires, right? Could be possible. But there's one guy that stands out to me when it comes to this. You always have all this talk of draining blood, and it also, actually, a lot of people, they stem back to being from West Virginia, which is odd to me too. Just like this John Brennan Crutchley, the vampire rapist. If you've heard of him, he was born in Clarksburg, West Virginia, and I mean, yeah, he kind of have a fucked up childhood to begin with, but he's most famous for kind of draining the blood and drinking it from his victims. But again, he started out here in West Virginia, and then he moved all over the place. But I mean, when he was a young kid, right before he was born, about a year before he was born in 1946. The year before he was born, his older sister, she died during surgery. So then he's born about a year later, or 6 months later, really. And due to this, he got some opposite Norman Bates type stuff going on. Allegedly, he reported that his mother, Mildred, to deal with his sister dying, would dress him up as a girl for the first 6 years of his life. And then he was also beaten severely, basically to the point of unconsciousness, with belts, and his fingers were burned with irons for being bad and stuff. Now, that's what he allegedly said once he was already caught. I mean, he could be blaming all this, reflecting all this, on other things. But he was pretty smart too. I mean, he was Bachelor of Science in physics. He was electrical systems engineer for General Motors. He worked for Delco Electronics. He went to DC and worked in a tech firm, and then he kind of finished off before he was kind of, done in and arrested. He worked at the Harris Corporation in Palm Bay, Florida, where he held high-level clearances and had access to classified naval weapon information, which kind of made people believe, and I kind of think that it was like maybe he was into some kind of espionage or something, but nothing ever pursued that. The FBI never looked into that. But what he got caught with was in 1985, November 1985, when he was down in Florida, he abducted a 19-year-old female named Laura Murphy. She escapes. She escaped the house somehow. I don't know how. She escaped through the bathroom window and flagged down help. When they found her, they found out that he used syringes and surgical tubing to drain 45% of her blood. I don't know how she was still walking.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And he was drinking it. And he allegedly, raped her several times like a piece of shit he is. So then when he's arrested for this, he claimed when he was in 1970, he was in the hospital for something, and a nurse introduced him to drinking blood bags. So he got into drinking blood. He got a fetish from that because of the nurse. He blamed her. And then said that the nurse also showed him pornography, and he blamed pornography for escalating his behaviors. So, kind of odd. I mean, he likes to blame everyone else, but it was fuck himself. He's known. That's what he got arrested for. He was sentenced to 25 years to life, 50 years parole for this. Now, somehow, he gets out after 11 years for good behavior. Don't tell me how the fuck, whatever. They said he fits the freaking bill for 30 other murders where all of them have their blood drained and they're dead. There was a Deborah, Fitzjohn, a Patty, Tammy, Diana. They don't like to really release the last names for, I guess, protection of the what would you call the victims, but 30 other sentences, or I guess 30 other crimes that could be linked to him based on location where he lived at the time, around the same time, and the MO. So this guy comes from West Virginia. He loves blood. He's trying to blame it on some nurse. I don't know what the fuck. What nurse is going to come back? Hey, try this blood bag. Whatever. Fucking stupidity. So he gets out of prison after 11 years for good behavior. And in Florida, he gets busted for marijuana after this. He then, it's the 3 strikes you're out law in Florida at the time in 96. And they sentenced him to life in prison, where he dies in prison in 2002 of autoerotic asphyxiation. But back to the autoerotic asphyxiation. Now, was he killed? Maybe, perhaps. He's a piece of shit. But they're claiming it was suicide. Well, not really. Well, accidental suicide. But this guy again, yes, stems from West Virginia. He claims to be a vampire and loves blood fucking drinking it and blood rituals with the people he's killing. So, West Virginia, they love them vampires out there. It's where it's all sparked from. Maybe the vampires, it's not Transylvania, the vampire bats. It's West Virginia is ground zero for vampires.
West Virginia. Now, let me ask you this. You said he got released the first time because of good behavior.
11 years. Yeah. He should have rotted in prison, but yeah. He got 25 to life and got released after 11 years for good behavior.
See, this is where I don't understand the prison system, and I'm sure people will disagree with me. I don't really give a fuck. But if you commit such a heinous crime like, I don't know, draining somebody of their blood and attacking them sexually, that good behavior shit, like possibility, should be taken off the table.
Yeah, no, you're not. Yeah, you're not rehabilitated for
No.
doing something like this. You have to be a special kind of disturbed in the brain to perform this kind of an act. This isn't an accident. This isn't, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I will be better. This is calculated. You know what you're doing. You're draining their blood. This isn't just, you hit someone with a car. You're draining their blood. You're fucking have this whole thing set up in your head on how you're going to slowly kill this person. And apparently you've done it 30 other times because you have a bunch of other charges here, or crimes, unsolved mysteries, unsolved murders that all fit the bill. Blood drained from the bodies, sexual abuse, evidence. So someone like this, 11 years good behavior is fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
You could be the happiest and nicest prisoner in the world. I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't be allowed back in society. There's no place for you. None.
None at all.
It doesn't make a lick of sense. And he used the Ted Bundy defense where he's trying to blame pornography.
Yep.
Because that's what Bundy said. He's like, I've met a lot of serial killers in here, and every single one of them had a pornography addiction. Okay, well, don't act on it. Simple.
Don't just kill people over it.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was killing people. Yeah, you're killing someone. You're draining their blood and killing them. You're trying to blame a nurse for giving him a blood bag. Bullshit story. Bullshit.
Ugh. Yeah, that was another story I heard. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and then they're trying to say the mother dressed him as a woman for the first 6 years of his life. Just coincidentally, only enough, and then until he went to school, and then he was fine and never abused again. I think it was all just diversion and pity stories to try to get someone one juror at least to feel bad for him, to get like a hung jury where someone said no, he's not guilty due to whatever, and try to get a mistrial. I think he's all bullshit. I think he's just a fucking psychopath because he's part vampire, because West Virginia breeds vampires.
Well, speaking of the hospital, it's another story I've heard. Someone was in the hospital and they opened a door to a room and somebody was drinking blood out of one of the blood bags. And they got caught, and that person grabbed a handful of blood bags and ran out of the hospital. And
in West Virginia?
I don't know if it was West Virginia, I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. People are fucked up, man. And this guy, he should not have ever been let out of prison. I know he went back, but he should have stayed there the first time. And
yeah, he goes back for the 3 strikes you're out because he had a parole violation for having marijuana.
I don't understand the good behavior thing. There's got to be a cutoff for that.
Yeah, there has to be something like, all right, yeah, just no. When you get life in prison or the death sentence, there was no good behavior, right? But this fucking guy somehow gets 25 to life and gets 11 years for good behavior.
Bullshit.
Sorry, there's nothing good about what you did.
No, you don't accidentally drain a female of all of her blood and then drink it. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work.
Because he's a vampire.
Yeah, he's a vampire. He needed it to survive, apparently. But I feel like we can't talk about West Virginia. Well, first I want to bring this up before we talk about anything else. All the missing children recently. Within the past 2 weeks, it's up to 80 something.
In West Virginia.
Which, I don't know, West Virginia, just regular Virginia. But yeah, it's up to 80 something of children missing. And then the cops in the area are trying to post online and talk to reporters and be like, no, this is a hoax. That they said that number is actually low for this time of year, which it shouldn't be that high ever.
Yeah, I don't understand.
They're like, oh, well, when it gets warm out, they tend to run away. What the fuck kind of logic is that? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Yeah, it's low this season. They like to run away.
Do they come back?
Well, they said last year they did. It's fucking geese flying south for the winter.
And then come back. I got you. Yeah. Or it's vampires.
Or it's vampires.
Snatching
Also,
the kids.
Vampires may like ice cream because there's been a lot of ice cream truck sightings that coincidentally started the same time all these kids started going missing. But the weird thing is these ice cream trucks only show up at like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're like luring children. Like, people would be like, "Oh, you're bullshitting because you saw it on TikTok." I did see it on TikTok, but I also saw the video of the kid almost getting snatched into the truck. So,
Yeah, it's fun.
am I full of shit, or are kids being taken?
The kids are being taken by ice cream selling vampires in West Virginia, because West Virginia is the vampire capital of the world.
Yes.
100%.
And Mothman.
And Mothman. But who else sucks blood in West Virginia? Who happens to be coincidentally sighted in the same town as our vampire rapist, Clarksburg, West Virginia. And that would be the Vegetable Man.
God.
Now, I know I brought him up in our West Virginia episode, but you can't bring him up again. Or you can't do this episode again, I should say, without bringing him up again. Because he needs to be out there. Because he's crazy. He's probably one of my favorite cryptids besides the Jersey Devil. And it just happens to be he sucks blood. He's another vampire. Just an alien or extraterrestrial vampire, I guess. So if you didn't hear it, you can hear it over there. But they have a Vegetable Man Day for him, where they celebrate his vegetableism for some reason. But he's a piece of shit. No, they're saying he's not a piece of shit, but he sucks blood. So he might be part vampire, part vegetable, part alien. I'm not sure. So I gotta go back into it again. He was described as being a tall, thin, really thin humanoid figure with a plant-like body. Green, brown skin, yellow eyes, pointed ears, 3 fingers on each hand. And his fingers, they described as being exactly 7 inches long. Somehow the guy measured it. I don't know. And they had needles on the end, which is where he got sucked the blood from. So this guy from Clarksburg, West Virginia, in 1968, said he saw this thing in the woods. He had a high-pitched, jabbering voice, and he was screaming, "You don't need to fear me. I wish to communicate. I come as friends. We know of you all. I come in peace. I need medical assistance. I need your help." This is what the guy said. He said to him. And at that point, he grabbed his arm. He freaking started sucking the blood out of him with his needle fingers, like the vampires do out there, right? They suck your blood. And at the same time, he gave him like a propofol dose, because he said his eyes were hypnotic, spinning, and it made him just calm and paralyzed. He gave him propofol, and after that, he healed himself off the human blood, like vampires do. Vampires heal from human blood. And he leapt off in massive leaps. The guy said he took about 25 feet per jump. He ran off, got into a UFO, and flew off. That's the Vegetable Man. The one time he's been seen, I guess. It's the only time he's been seen. He might be interdimensional. He might be back here and leaving in and out. But this time he was seen. I guess he got hurt somehow in 1968 on one of his explorations of the West Virginia mountains. So, I would like to go to Vegetable Man Day. I said this before. I'll say it again. I think we should go to Vegetable Man Day.
We missed it this year. It was July 12th.
We did miss it. What was I doing July 12th? I don't know. Was I off? No, that was the week after. I was off for a week. That's right. So I couldn't do that. But we got to figure it out at some point. I know we're so busy, though, right? We have busy schedules. Work, family, the podcast with you guys. Obviously, we want to do that. So, I mean, it's a lot on our plate. We'll figure out a time to do it, because it'll help the podcast. We go there, right? I'll do a live podcast from Veggie Man Day.
We'll set up a booth, hand out carrots. I don't know.
Gotta sell some Vegetable Man shirts. But yeah, Vegetable Man is in Fallout 76. So, there's that too.
God damn it. It's just a plant man with a banjo in this picture.
The banjo.
Yeah,
He's a vampire.
I'm on the official Veggie Man Facebook page, and it's just a green vegetable man holding a banjo. Jesus Christ. But
Unreal.
I would love to go to Veggie Man Day and any other cryptid holiday event.
Yeah, like Mothman.
Mothman.
But Vegetable Man is obviously superior to Mothman in the fact that he's also part vampire.
Now that we know there's vampires in the area, he has to be one if he's draining blood.
Yeah. Is Mothman drain blood? He's more of a...
He's more of a pesky little fella.
He's more of a an omen of things to come, right? He's more like a warning for stuff that's about to come. Like he flew over different things, including allegedly 9/11. He flew over the Twin Towers, right? So he's more of like, hey, I'm flying overhead because something bad's going to happen, but I'm not going to say anything. Just look, type guy.
Yeah. Him and the Flatwoods Monster.
The Flatwoods Monster. Yeah.
Oh, they got a Flatwoods Monster Convention, September 12th.
They love their cryptids out there.
They love a good convention.
They do. They really do. But they need to start doing more. They need to start, I guess, honoring their vampire or the vampiric roots. Because that's where they came from. The alpha vampire was there. He bred there. That's where their vampire race has come from, is West Virginia. Now there's probably hybrids lurking among us. They're probably in the West Virginian government. Is ran by vampires. That's why they like to keep all their trees up to keep the sun down from when they're walking around. They don't want to get burned and killed by the sunlight. And I heard they have a ban on garlic in West Virginia. That's just what I heard.
I want to go camping there.
I don't want to go camping there.
I'll go solo if I have to, but I want to plan a camping trip for... I'll take a few days off of work and just take a ride down there. But
you're going to camp down there.
Dude, I'm not afraid. I want to get a camera and record and maybe make a short little series out of it, but I want to find different locations of where these cryptids have been sighted, and I want to camp out and see if I can catch a glimpse.
We would like to start doing cryptid investigations, I guess, right?
Yes.
Go to the areas they're seen, see if we can find any type of evidence or anything to prove or disprove these cryptids in the area. Because, I mean, when you start having multiple people that don't know each other, like the Jersey Devil, like, let me go back to New Jersey with the Jersey Devil. When you're having a shit ton of people who don't know each other, and from different areas, not just like all in one town. I mean, the Jersey Devil traveled all the way out to Bristol, Pennsylvania. He was seen in Camden and everything else, but he likes to stay in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. When you start having all these people start talking about and describing him basically the same, it's something. It can't be nothing. It's something, unless the simulation or whatever we're living in is uploading false memories or false perceptions into people's brains, a glitch, or the game master's fucking with us and saying, hey, I'll let these people see it, but then I'll just take it out of the freaking their simulation or their sphere so that no one else sees it, and then they get made fun of. Oh, you think the Jersey Devil's real? Oh, you stupid. But yeah, I'd love to do it. I'd love to get some kind of evidence of any of these cryptids, especially the Jersey Devil, being alive and roaming. Roaming down there in them Pine Barrens. You're gonna sweep his little pelican. He doesn't look like the Pelican wanted poster. I think he's built, dude. And I think he enjoys a nice cold glass of Ovaltine as well. And if that's the case, the Jersey Devil would be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. If he just chugged a glass, the fight would be epic. If he didn't have any, just one punch, he's down. But
Yeah, you hit him in the corner of his face or something. You said,
I would, I would catch him right in the temple,
and just drop him.
just fucking lay him out.
But yeah, he's definitely. I want to do them, the cryptids, and we were thinking about doing ghosts, right? Some kind of paranormal investigation.
Dude, I want to go ghost hunting so bad.
Yeah,
dude.
we've been talking about that for a while too. Like I have my GoPro set up. I don't know if you have a GoPro or if you're gonna get a GoPro. We got to get some. I guess we got to get some equipment. We got to get like a the electromagnetic gauge, the electromagnetic fields EMF readers. I guess a spirit box. Some other shit. Bill Chappell, I think he's an expert in the field of ghost hunting equipment, if they are real. He has a bunch of different stuff, especially with my wife. Like I've mentioned before, my wife loves watching Ghost Adventures with Zach Baggins, right? And he has all that shit. He talks about all that those different pieces of equipment they use to try to capture some kind of proof of the paranormal, quote unquote. That's the line from him, obviously. But yeah, I would love to do it. Go to some abandoned place, somewhere the best place we should have done. Obviously, we can't, and it's been gone for a while now, so it would have been very hard. We would have done it years ago. Greystone Psychiatric Ward, the old Greystone, right in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That place would have been epic. I mean, they had the one guy escaped, got into the elevator. One of the patients killed the nurse, ran off into the woods, never to be found. The place was supposed to be haunted as absolute shit. That would have been great to investigate there, to see if there's something that we don't know. Because obviously, a lot of people have paranormal experiences, and certain areas seem to have more than others. And you just want to see, like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on in this area? What is it? What is doing or making people perceive that there's someone there, or there's some kind of extraordinary activity happening where the brain is getting, fucked up and perceiving something that's not there or something that is there. So that's what we got to do. We got to get our GoPros and everything. And we got to go out.
Just say when. I'm fucking ready. Well, I need a GoPro, but yeah, I want to do that so bad, and I've been wanting to for a while.
Yeah, I got a GoPro Hero 7 White edition, so we can. I don't know if I have a chest mount. I have a head mount. I don't know if I do those, or we just get or if I just use like that. What do you call it? The stand that you sit it on, but no matter what you move, it keeps the camera flat.
Oh yeah.
That you walk with.
Mm. That's professional shit.
See, I don't know what to do it, because then you have one hand not free. Like if I just put it on my head, then obviously I have both hands free in case something happens. Because if Casper comes out and wants to fucking go toe to toe, I need both my hands.
Fucking knock his block off. Bring him back to life just to kill him again.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I guess you need the digital recorders for electronic voice phenomena, right? When you hear those random voices in the background when you're just recording digitally, shit like that.
Because every ghost show you watch, and they claim to pick up like a voice recording, and it's like some old timey ghost saying like "get out" or something like that. I want to meet a ghost from like Boston, from that died like a year ago. You know, like if you're there, give us a sign. You say "fuck you."
Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude.
That's what I want to hear.
I don't know. They claim, and like I guess they have either really good lawyers and they sign contracts and they mean business, or there's something real, because like all those guests that are on like Ghost Adventures claim that there's no editing done. Like they're there and the stuff happening is happening when they're there. The guests when they're on there. So,
Well,
I mean,
the one guest outed them by mistake. I don't know. I don't want to say outed is the right word, but he fucked with their shit bad because they were talking to the guy. I forget the guest's name, but he's like, "Well, I don't know if this is gonna work for your script, but."
They were saying that there's no. I mean, I even asked Grok about it. They said there's no script, or maybe there's a loose script, but there's no like lines. I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's a TV show, so they probably sensationalize it a little bit anyway. But I mean, for everyone I've seen so far or asked and had even Grok, the AI, dig through people's testimonies and stuff, there's never anyone that come out and said that we're scripted and that we were told to say this or told to say that. The only people that come out and said, oh, they kind of changed the way I said stuff or my interview was changed around a little bit. That's the only thing I've seen, which, I mean, I guess if make it sound better, they do it that way. But I never seen anyone say, oh, no, we were scripted to say this or whatever.
Now, here's my next question. Do you think that if we got all the equipment, we went ghost hunting, but we brought our friends with us, do you think they would actually listen to our show then?
No, absolutely not.
They
won't even come with it, dude. They won't even come with. They won't even be. They would say, "Oh yeah, no problem," and they never show up.
Bastards.
That's why I appreciate everyone who actually listens to us on here. They're our real friends. You guys are our real friends, especially the ones that comment often. Steve Hammers, great guy, right? Always commenting. I love his support. We got Bowl of Stew, right? I don't know what happened with you, Stu. You didn't mention anything about pants in the last comment. I'm a little nervous. You said you couldn't sleep or whatever. You're all right there, pal? We got him. Obviously, we got the Grumbling Grunts. They listen. They comment. They're always there supporting us. And shout out to someone new that's been commenting a decent amount, Cynthia from down south. Bolts fan, loves hockey. Thanks for the support, guys. It really does mean a lot to us.
Yes, very much so, because the closest people in our lives can't be bothered in the slightest.
In the slightest. They don't, I ask them all the time, oh, yeah, we're going to, no, you don't.
Yeah, we call them on it, and they get furious with us.
It's like, just fucking, like, we're going to go off on a fucking rant. I'm going to get all pissy, but if they had podcasts themselves, I would support them. I would find the time in my day, and I can do it easily. I drive a service truck from job site to job site. I listen to podcasts in between job sites, obviously. That's why I listen to the Grumbling Grunts. That's how I listen to Investigate Earth podcast with Chad and Sherry. They do a great show over there. So I would find time for their podcast as well. You can't just throw a headphone in. You're cleaning. I mean, you don't do chores in the house ever. Throw a headphone in while you're doing your chores. Give us a listen. Support us. Is that too much to ask? If we're being a little, I guess, babyish about it, or whatever you want to say, anyone who's listening, you can tell us in the comments. Or do our friends suck? Because we've had people that comment and said, no, your friends suck. We've been told by strangers that our friends suck, and we agree with them. So,
dude, our friends don't understand that the world hates them. Like,
it's true.
If it came down to it, and they could have a podcast, they could do a whole podcast about shoelaces, and we would tune in and listen because we're good friends and we support them.
We would definitely do that. But I think we do have a decent podcast here. I don't know about you, but if people are commenting, people are interacting with us, people are listening, and people say they're good guys, I think we do put up some kind of decent stuff here, right?
Yeah.
Our content seems to be it's listenable, right? People are listening, so it has to be listenable.
I've listened to our own podcast.
Listens to our own podcast, yeah.
And I'll put this out there. When people have conversations online, it's with you. I don't know if they'd want to talk to me because I'm a pretty negative person. Not to say that I won't be friendly and nice, but like they talk to you.
Well, they talk to me through X mostly, and because I run, I'm the one that runs the X mostly. That's the only reason, really, because they message me on there, and I answer the comments on Spotify.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, but if like on the Instagram, whatever, if you start getting people, I'm sure they'll talk to you.
I want to say hi to people. Hi, everyone.
He's the cryptic killer, yes. So if you guys are following us on X and you interact with us on X, even if you're the ones that call us pieces of shit or call us morons, say Josh is dumb for killing cryptids because there's no cryptids, follow us over on Instagram.
Yeah.
Reach out, message Josh over on Instagram, say hi, chat with him, or you can call him a moron too, like you called me a moron on X. It's fine, I don't mind. So yeah, follow us on X if you're not. Follow us on Instagram. If you're listening to us on Spotify and you're not following us yet, but you listen to us, please give us a follow and then rate us. It helps our algorithm out. We're also on Apple Podcasts, which has been gaining a great. I want to thank everyone who listened to us on Apple Podcasts because they've been, really helping us out. We've been getting some good momentum over there on Apple Podcasts, and the number one comedy in Turks and Caicos right now, according to podstatus.com, and that is a legit website. I went and double checked. I had to triple check it because I was like, there's no way, but apparently it is. So we're the number one in that category in Turks and Caicos. So thank you guys out there, whoever you guys are. Comment below or on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever, or on X. If you go over to X, just let us know who you are. We'll say hi.
Yeah. I want to go to Turks and Caicos.
Yeah. They like us better than our own friends. So.
But by that logic, so does Kenya. So
that's true.
Also, hello to you out there in Kenya.
Yeah. Whoever's listening, Kenya or France, Russia. Apparently we have listeners in Russia. Hello.
It's just Putin sitting in a room alone.
If it's just Putin, it's just Putin. Hey, pal.
Hi.
Don't hurt us. Don't poison me. So anyway, that's our big rant for the day. That vampires are from West Virginia, and the world is just a giant simulation with game masters fucking with us, our lives, and they think it's funny. Until I guess next. Well, actually, we'll try to get another one out this week. We'll think of the topic, and we'll get back to you on that one, and we'll see you then.
Bye, everyone.